So previously I've mentioned a chap called Marshall Goldsmith. Some of you may have heard of him, and I know that I've certainly talked about him a couple of times in the past. And he's quite renowned for a few books, among them Triggers, a personal favourite of mine, but another one which is entitled very cleverly, What Got You Here Won't Get You There. Now, what I want to talk about today with regards to leaders, you have to excuse the noise in the background. I've come out of the country now and back into Paynton, so it's quite noisy on the road. As a leader, what's your ceiling? What's your capability? As you grow and develop your business, you know, there is likely to come a point where you're gonna hit some capacity issues, both in terms of what you can do and maybe your intellectual capacity in terms of your experience in leadership. So what does your ceiling look like at the moment? And what are you focusing on in terms of addressing that challenge? Now, there's a few ways, and certainly as a coach, that's one of the key factors and one of the key things that, you know, I undertake is to help develop that potential going forward, to unlock that potential, to offer what I would term as a learning agenda, to make sure that you're staying ahead of the game. But this isn't about you becoming all things to all things. This is about you becoming the leader of leaders. Now, Henry Ford really nailed this. And there's a great little anecdote of when a journalist was invited into his office after being quite persistent, from what I understand, thinking that he was a fraud, and wanted to come in and challenge him. And so he came in and challenged him, I don't know what on, let's say he challenged him on something on operations. And Henry sat at his desk, pushed a button through to his executive assistant, and had a quick conversation. And a few moments later, this chap walks into the office, and Henry turns to the journalist and says, "Right, go ahead, ask any questions you want on operations, and we'll now be able to answer those with some clarity." And the journalist was a little bit dumbfounded as to, well, who's this chap? In essence, he's the head of my operations. He's a person that I've brought into the business who is an expert in that field, who is better than me in that field, who can advise me in terms of what the best operational output, best operational focus needs to be going forward. The journalist kind of like realised that the power in Henry wasn't Henry's ability, but it was his ability to determine what capacities he needs in the organisation. Another great example of that is go watch The Founder, you know, the story of McDonald's, and you'll find that there's a similar story there. So, what's your ceiling? What's the agenda for growth? What's your learning agenda? What do you need to be focusing on going forward? And none of that should be scary, but quite the opposite. It should be incredibly exciting as you enter into that chapter. Anyway, drop us a comment in. Please, again, subscribe to the channel. Like if you hear something that is of value to you. Share it with somebody who you feel may benefit from it. Really just want to try and get the word out there. Have a fabulous day.